All right, so post-mortem, working with all of these scenarios. This was a lot to take in. So obviously the first thing that I'd like to mention, and I'm even doing it just now, is all of the pauses. I feel like in an actual conversation, the pauses are going to happen. It gives the employee time to respond and time to kind of absorb what's being said. But I feel like there's also a little bit of loss of confidence in what I was saying to them. Um, Going into each one of the scenarios, so I feel like I did a very solid job setting the goals in scene one. It gave them a very clear expectation of what I wanted by the end of the first week and then by the end of the first month. What I feel like I could have done better is, as a strong I personality, they're going to want to be very heavily involved with, like, on a personal level as well. So I feel like maybe getting to know them a little bit more, before, like, obviously as an I, they want to jump in, they want to start, building those relationships right away. But I feel like I also should have gotten maybe a little bit more of their background from them during that interaction. During scene two, the CS, working with Amanda, I feel like I was straightforward. I feel like I did a pretty accurate job with that one as far as breaking down, like, where she was 6 months ago, and then the slow, like, I gave her data points of, like, 2 months in, this is what happened, 3 months in, and then now we're here. And then giving her kind of a chance to tell me, like, what caused this. I feel like maybe giving her that chance is also giving her a chance to be argumentative about it by saying, oh no, depending on her, like, which personality came out more during that. I feel like she could have been like, oh no, like, I didn't slow down, everyone else just sped up, like, people cutting corners, things like that. Like, I feel like giving her the opportunity to talk also opens up other possibilities of how the conversation could have gone. Obviously, it's very hard to enact that without an actual person with that personality type, here discussing it. But I feel like overall I did very well with breaking it down and then telling her exactly what we need over specific points. Like, I need her to go back, figure out how we can get her back on track. Commenting on her being structured and her feeling like she was in a groove. She was going, as far as she was concerned, she was going good. I feel like that I broke that down pretty well. Scene 3, talking with the SI. I'm trying to remember. I believe that one was Richard. And so that was actually, I feel like, one, I did very well with offering him kind of incentive and seeing, like, where his structure, like, where his order had been, and seeing, like, how he kind of, had been just kind of stagnant, doing the same thing over and over and over, which for an S personality, that is good. Like, they like, almost like monotonous, but with an SI, with that I personality starting to come in, he's going to want more like a steady growth. And in doing the exact same thing over and over and over, you don't really see much growth. Occasionally you might see, like, a little step up in the chart because you realize something about white boxing that you didn't know before. But you aren't going to really feel challenged and you aren't going to feel like you're doing a whole lot for the team. So I feel like that could really help him. As well as referencing back to him later on during scene 8, which I'll kind of reference that again here when I get there. But referencing back to him, potentially jumping over and helping out the art team, I feel like that would add, one, he could still be doing his white boxing, but just, even if he's like just sitting in on the art team saying, oh yeah, like this is the scene that I just white boxed, these assets would go really well here. Or this color scheme would work really well for this dungeon, things like that. I feel like that could really help him out. Alright, scene 4. D.I., who's new to the team, done something unacceptable. Jeffrey. Bringing him in and just straight up just breaking it down like, yes, we're fantastic to have, we're thrilled to have you as part of the team, but this is unacceptable. This is what needs to happen. Like, first jumping in with a kind of making him feel like, yes, we do want him here. We're thrilled to have him. But then getting directly to the point of, this is unacceptable. This is why. This is what needs to happen. And here's a deadline of when I need it done. I feel like that really kind of emphasizes the importance of it. But then also jumping back to, again, we are a family here, and we want to take care of each other. I definitely feel like I hit some points with that. Let's see. In scene 5, CD done something unacceptable. Also in a disagreement. Jim. I think two things that I did really well here is, one, referencing back to past events and saying that this is not connected to this. A lot of times, especially with C's, like, if I would have said it was connected, he would be like, okay, show me why. And with the D personality, he's gonna want show me why right now. So with that in mind, I think also using his D personality, like referencing the fact that he wanted direct results, or to, directly approach me with how he wanted things done differently. I feel like that was a very strong hit for that, as well as showing him the data from our market research that proved we aren't doing this because we don't like you. We want you to work hard. We're doing this because, like, this is what our data shows. So I feel like showing him that, we're not doing this off of a whim. We're not doing this off of opinions. We're doing this off of these facts right here, that this is what people want. I feel like that makes a very strong argument for him. So yeah, I feel like I did that one really well. Scene 6, meeting with the SC. Lengthy experience in the role, struggling with bandwidth. Oh, I think I skipped scene 6. I need to jump back and do that one. I jumped right from Jim straight into Ashley and Nathan. Alright, so I'll jump back and do that, and then I'll run back a post-mortem on just scene 6. But continue on for this one, scene 7. Meeting with two people that share the project. I feel like that was an interesting one for me to do, just because I've kind of focused in on like Project Alpha for like most of these projects, and like building with that one team, with the exception of one of the projects where I asked Nicole to jump in and help out with Project Beta. Obviously that one was not going to be just a 2-people team, Project Beta. So I feel like jumping in with these two, doing like a branding project and doing like their own kind of marketing and things like that, obviously marketing and brand building is a huge meaningful success to an organization, any kind of organization really. and kind of connecting where like they're both S personalities, so complimenting them on their organization and how well the two of them have just made this flow. Complimenting Ashley, who is a DS personality, on her leadership, as well as kind of basically giving Nathan his compliment as a CS in using his data sets to make the arguments. So I feel like, yeah, I feel like I did very strongly on that one. And then last but not least, scene 8, working with Emily. I feel like the biggest thing with that one was kind of repeating myself a little too many times, and maybe potentially making Emily feel slightly overwhelmed with the amount that was like going on. I feel also like I might have, I don't know, it might be slightly too much of an emotional type thing for me to like continuously be like, are you sure, are you sure, don't make empty promises. Even just joking, I feel like that probably wasn't the right move there. I do feel like offering her help when needed and giving her like direct smaller goals, because obviously as an ID she's gonna want like start to end, but if I break it down to where, okay, here's this start to end, here's this start to end, here's this start to end, like giving her those small goals to meet in the middle makes it to where she's not gonna try and get, from day 1 to end of month 6 all in just one jump. And giving her, again, referencing back to Jeffrey, and saying that is where we need to be at the end of month 1. I feel like that was a very strong like redirect, and that way there, it gives us kind of a base understanding of where things are. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and jump over and I'm going to do scene 6 real fast, and then we'll come back.